Wow. So you really just like want to go to Harvard?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool though. Like,
I mean, I don't know for sure if it's gonna happen, but like I definitely when I was younger, like I would always see like Harvard, and I'd be like, oh my god, I want to go there. But yeah.
what about like Stanford or like Yale or
Um.
NYU? People love NYU.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that. I mean, Harvard has always been like my dream, but I feel like also like Pepperdine or maybe UCLA, just because they're in LA. So if I would like really wanted to stay in LA, definitely Pepperdine. I feel like would be
Pepperdine,
like my
where's that?
go-to. It's in Malibu.
Oh, is it like
Yeah.
near the beach?
Yeah.
Dude, those schools are
It's
so
where
cool.
they filmed Zoe 101, I'm pretty sure.
Is
So
it?
I like love it there because it's just like it reminds me of the show.
Dude, I remember I used to like want to go to schools that are like next to the ocean. Like the ocean is part of the campus. I
Yeah,
thought that was
because
the coolest
yeah,
thing.
it's so like cool. Like you
Yeah.
don't see it a lot.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think. What did you want to study in Harvard though? Like, do you have like a? You just wanna, what? There's like a specific.
Harvard Law for sure.
A
yeah.
lawyer.
And that's like the hardest thing to
Yeah.
get into. So I'm like, I'm probably not gonna get into it, but whatever.
Dude, if you were a lawyer, it'd be like so cool. Like simply because like you have like a soft voice. But imagine being like a kick-ass lawyer
Yeah.
with this soft voice. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, like I feel like I could be really mean, but like sound really sweet at the same time. Like people be like, "What?"
You know, have you seen Legally Blonde?
Yeah.
Oh my god, like that.
Literally, that's. I feel like that would be me if I went to Harvard.
That's so
but-
funny. Do you
Yeah.
like? Do people know that you're very, like, you want to go to college and stuff? Because I feel like people assume, like even I assume,
Yeah,
like, you were,
I mean,
influencer.
a lot of people do assume. I mean, I guess a lot of influencers, they, I feel like they don't really show their school and stuff, and a lot of them do online school. I mean, I used to do online school too, until I started doing what I do now. Which, I mean, it is online school, but at the same time, it's like kind of in person also. So I feel like people just don't really see it because, we're not really showing it too much. But yeah, I mean, I do. I don't know about everyone else, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess there isn't much to show. It's like
yeah,
pretty boring, you know. Like I go to
Yeah.
school too.
yeah.
Just not
I go
much
to school. Wow.
Woo. Yeah, I was surprised. Though. I was like, oh wow, I thought you would have been like over that. That's
Yeah.
cool though. I think a lot more influencers need to like maybe push education onto their followers more
Yeah.
because they're like
Mhm.
living this dream life, and I think everyone sees them like, I want to do that too instead of
Yeah,
going to
everybody kind of just like thinks that they're like, oh, they don't go to school, they don't do
Mhm.
anything, they just like live this life. But no, I mean, I don't think. Well, honestly, it could be like that. Some of them maybe they did drop out of school. I don't know, but for
Mhm.
me, no. But yeah, I definitely think they see it like that.
Did you like used to go to? When was the last time you had like a normal school life? It was before like all the influencers.
Yeah, it
stuff,
was
right?
like 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
I haven't been
recent.
in a public school in like 3 years. Yeah.
You're not missing out.
Yeah. I mean, with like everything going on in the world, I don't really know if I would want to be in a public school. It just seems.
No, people will cough on you for fun.
Yeah, literally, it seems like chaotic right now.
Yeah. When did you start like social media musically? Back in the
Yeah.
musically days, which wasn't that
Musical.ly.
long ago, was
No,
it?
yeah,
Like I
not-
have this notion that it was like 2013.
I know it feels like it was so much long ago, but it was honestly only like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. I feel like.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's when you started.
Yeah, that's when that's when I just started making like musicallys for
Mhm.
fun. But I didn't know I was actually gonna like
When
grow.
did you blow up?
Honestly, I don't really know.
Was it like a specific video, or it was just like
there-
gradual?
There was never just like a specific thing that ever really happened. There was obviously like things that like really made me blow up like recently, like the song Marilyn Monroe or like the Harvard dance, all of that. But
That's so funny though. That like.
no, actually, a funny story about that is everybody was like really weirded out. They're like, "Why is she wearing like a Harvard sweater?"
Such a
Like,
wannabe.
yeah, but the only reason why I wore it was because like it was like my dream college. So people were always like, "Why is she wearing a Harvard? Like, is she trying to look like smart or something?" But I was like, "No, that's where I want to go." So everybody, I feel like that's why it was like such a big thing because of like what I was wearing too. They were like, "What?" But yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I think. Do you think people have like this image of you that you're like stupid and like a pretty girl and that's it?
I feel like that. Yeah. I mean, people kind of think really different of me on social media. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know though, because I can't see myself in their eyes, so I don't really know how people think of me. But a lot of people, when they meet me, they'll be like, "Wow, you seem like really rude on social media, but you're really nice." Or some people will meet me and they'll be like, "I thought you were gonna be nice, but you're really rude."
Oh, they
And
tell you that to your
Yeah,
face?
and I'm just like, I promise you, I'm not a rude person. I'm just like a very shy person, as you can tell. Like you even
yeah.
were saying that when I first came in here. I don't know. I've just never really been like. I am outgoing if you get to know me, but if you
Mhm.
don't know me, I'm the shyest
normal.
person ever.
Yeah, it comes. I think people come across like quiet means like rude. If you're not like,
Yeah.
"Hi, how are you?" They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, she's kind of like a bitch."
Yeah.
Especially for women too. Like if you're
Mhm.
not smiling, they're like, "She's a bitch."
Yeah, I
She's
know.
kind of stupid. Damn. So you just I mean, I can't get over that. It's so ironic because I like told her, I was like, wow, she's wearing a Harvard sweater. I didn't even know like
Yeah.
that was the thing. But it's funny that like the internet doesn't see an entire side of you. You
Yeah.
know, like they don't see that. Like no one would know. I don't know. Have
Mhm.
you told people like Harvard's your dream school?
You know, like obviously like my friends and stuff and like my mom, like and stuff, but you know, it's it's definitely my dream, but do I think it's gonna happen? I don't know.
That's a whole nother
Like I don't know if
thing.
I'm that smart.
Oh,
But
well, we could hope, I guess.
yeah, we
but
could hope.
dude, you're like you're blowing up on TikTok, and oh my god, you are like nonstop getting hate, which I feel so bad for you.
I always get hate. It's like a
When
normal.
did that start?
Since I've started, I've always kind of gotten hate. I feel like it's definitely like throughout the years, it's kind of slowed down and it hasn't really been as bad. So that's really good. But I still feel like I've always gotten it since I've started. Yeah.
Why did you? Could you like? What's going on with the age thing? Like, cause I remember seeing that like for months and years now, but like I
Yeah.
never paid attention to it. Like, what's
I
happening?
just like ignore it now because there's really no sense to explain myself. Like people can think however old I am. If they want to think that, that's whatever.
Why was that even a thing that started?
Honestly, I kind of wish I knew.
You don't
I
even
don't know. I
yourself?
just like saw something one day and I was like, oh, all right, cool.
People were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
she's 12, she's 13."
Yeah,
she's
I don't
14."
know. But they still say it, and it just like became a thing where I'm just like, all right, yeah, like whatever. I don't care
You
anymore.
don't even care anymore. Do you
Yeah.
think like just saying what age you are will stop it, or are you like?
Well, I mean, like I've said before, I've told people my age. They want to believe it, they can believe it. If they don't want to believe it, they don't have to. It really just, I'm
How
just
old are
over
you? Are you
it.
16?
Yeah,
16.
I'm just over it now. I'm just like, whatever. Think what you
Doesn't
want.
matter. It's kind of funny though. Once you
Yeah,
get over it, you
it's
see them
just-
like battling. You're like, no, she's 13. She just
Yeah,
said she was
I'll like
13.
see my comments and there'll be like one person that says she's 16 and then like 1,000 comments below. She's
Well, she did
14.
bring out the
She's
facts.
12. I'm like, okay.
Wasn't it
all
like
right.
2 days ago you were like on TikTok room because they said you're like, oh, I want to do this in like 5 or 6 years, and they're like, oh, she's 14.
Yeah, because I was like talking about how I wanted to have kids in the future, and I mean, yeah, like of course I want to have kids. Everyone wants to have kids, and I like said something. I was like, probably when I'm like 20 or 19 or something, so like in like 5 or 6 years. And honestly, I was sitting there and I wasn't thinking about like math in the second. Like I'm over here doing my makeup. Like I was just like, yeah, like 5 or 6 years, like when I'm like 20 or something. But everybody was like, well, she said 19, so that means that she's this age. And I was like, all right, guys, you need to chill.
Oh my
Like,
gosh. Did
what?
you say you were 19?
I said I was 19. No, I was saying that I want to have like kids when I'm 19. Yeah. I want to be like kind of. I know this sounds kind of like people like are judgy about it, but I want to be like a young mom, you know, so I can like be like young with my kids,
really?
you know.
Yeah.
So I can like be like an active mom and stuff.
Oh, man. What
Yeah.
what age you want to have kids in like 5 or 6 years then? That's like
Yeah,
your goal?
probably
You don't think
like
you're gonna
20
miss
or
out?
like. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I can always like have my mom or like my family watch
care of them
them
while you
if
go,
I
like,
ever want to
party?
like go out. Yeah.
Well, would you want to be like a single mother, or do you want to like?
Oh no, I definitely like. I mean, you know, you can't tell the future. I hope that my boyfriend is still my boyfriend in that many years, which I think he will. You know, we've
Who
been
are you dating
together,
right now?
Mikey. We've been
Mikey?
together for like 2 years, so
2 years.
I think it will be good in the future too.
Weren't you guys like getting hate over something?
Yeah, we
What?
get a lot of hate.
Why?
Just 'cause you know the whole age thing, people,
Oh,
'cause
how old
he's
is he?
18, so everybody's like, it's over age, but
You know, some people are kind of really picky about that. Like they're like, if you're 17 and
Mhm.
11 months and he's 18,
yeah.
you gotta break up.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when you're like 20 and you date like a 22-year-old or a 23-year-old, people don't really see it bad, but it's just when you're over the age of 18, everybody's like, "Oh my god."
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think. What's your stance? What's a good age range? Because I think the reason people get like mad when it's under 18
mhm.
is because there's like a big difference between 13 and 15. Like even just those
Yeah.
2 years is like huge. Like you're
Mhm.
still going through puberty. Some people
Yeah.
are barely starting it. So like, what do you think is like an acceptable? Age
I mean,
range.
I definitely would say like 3 years would probably be like okay. Like that's probably the most. If somebody was like over 3 years, I wouldn't date them. But I mean, also at the same time, like it really just depends on the person. Because you could be like 15 dating an 18-year-old, or you could be 16 dating an 18-year-old like me, and you could be a lot more mature for your age. So you know, you just get along with those people better than like someone your
You
age.
think
So I feel like it really just depends on the person. You
And
know.
it's also okay. There's two sides to that. Because one, people think that like all 18-year-olds are mature.
Mhm.
Like literally,
Yeah,
an
no, they're
18-year-old
not,
could be as
yeah.
mature as a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, but then on the other hand, some 18-year-olds like know exactly what they're
Yeah.
doing, and they're just trying to take advantage of you. So aren't you like
Yeah.
scared of that?
I don't think I would just trust any, guy that's older than me, like just like that. I mean, before me and Mikey dated, we were like best friends for a while. So I've always known him really like well, and before we even dated, I knew him really well. So when we got into a relationship like 2 years ago, I wasn't questioning him at all, and I've been with him for so long. I know him, like I would never have to worry about him doing anything like that.
How did you guys meet each other?
We have like a lot of mutual friends. Well, at least at the time we did. So we just kind of met, and then
how did you get together?
It's like, I don't know, honestly. It was kind of just like random. It was funny because when we were like when we had just met, he like asked me for my Snap, and I told him no. Really? I was like, no, you can't have it. Sorry. Why not? I don't know. Like, I think I was just trying to play the card to get. But yeah, so I told him no, and then he like kept trying. Yeah. And then we just became really close friends. Like, we would text every day. We would hang out all the time. Like, we were just like really close friends. And I actually got another boyfriend during that. And like the whole time, like, he was just like, I was kind of low-key like into him more than my own boyfriend. But that happens. Yeah. Like, you always like fall for your best friend.
Dude, they say watch out. That's why guys are like, don't, you can't have my best friend or something.
So yeah, after like me and him had broken up, me and Mikey were still best friends.
And did you guys break up because you like had interest in someone else?
No, not really. I mean, like, I told him, like, like at the end, I was like, I don't really know if I have feelings for him, he's my best friend. So, like, obviously, like, I kind of do. But after we broke up, it was like, there was like a real like connection there. Like, like you could definitely feel the feelings.
You just click with them.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh.
And then we got in a car accident together, and that's like what really made it happen, I feel like.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it was really bad actually. He like kind of saved my life because I was sitting in the middle, and I like started to fly out, and he like grabbed me, and yeah, it was really bad. But when we got out of the car,
that was like, this is it.
No, but when we got out of the car, he kissed me.
Oh my god.
So that was like, oh my gosh, like he's meant for me.
Bro, he played into that like totally like, this is it.
Yeah. So it was definitely like, it was just like very like, it was like a little romance story, honestly.
That's how you just fell for him. The friends.
Yeah.
Oh
the best friends.
Yeah. Why did you guys break up like recently? No? Or in 2019?
Yeah, we've always like for the past like year we had to kind of hide our relationship. And, there was sometimes where we were on and off just because it was a private relationship. So it was just really hard to keep it. When you can't tell anyone you're dating, you can't even tell your friends you're dating.
And that's because of the age difference?
No, there was just a lot of drama between like our families, just everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they not approve?
Honestly, I don't know. I couldn't really tell you. I really don't know what anyone's problem is with it. But there was just a lot of drama, and kind of ruined the relationship, and we like didn't want to start any more drama, so we were just like keeping it private for a while, and then finally we were just like, we're not going to keep it private anymore. We're just going to make it public, and like, who cares?
And the drama was like because your parents weren't like cool with it or something?
Yeah, I mean that's part of it. Yeah, but I don't really, honestly, it's just, I don't know why. It's kind of weird. But
did they get over it the second time you were like about it?
I've gotten over it. I don't know if they have. But yeah, it's whatever.
You're doing your own thing now.
Yeah, I mean, just gotta.
Are you close with your family?
My family, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm close with all my family.
Right. Yeah. You were having like drama with like your dad or mom?
Yeah, my dad. Yeah.
Is he the one you have the drama with?
It's not even really drama. I don't really know. Like, he like randomly would post YouTube videos, but then he would like call me and he'd be like, oh, I want a relationship with you, and I'd be like, what? Like, I don't know. It's just.
Is he not in your life?
I mean, not right now. He's not. I mean, he was, and then like this like weird thing happened, and then he was in my life, and then he wasn't. I mean, when your parents kind of like stop being together, I feel like it's just, not the same anymore. So yeah, I mean, it's like, it's an interesting thing going on with my dad. Yeah.
Dang. So would you say you're close with him? Or is this kind of like, because I think the image that I have based on like what I see is like you guys like despise each other, and you're like, why are you doing that?
I mean, he's my dad, so it's not kind of like, it's not like I would ever despise him. But I don't agree with the things that he's done, and I feel like it's really not right, the things he's done, especially me being his daughter. You know, he could really just show a lot more respect towards me and, you know, really just understand, like, you don't need to lie and stuff to make your daughter look bad. Like, you don't need to do that. So I've just kind of stepped back from him, and, you know, when he wants to realize and kind of see what he was wrong for, he can do that. I've always tried to really have a relationship with him, and it's just, like, every time, like, he's on, like, a hate page about me, or he's doing something like this, and I feel like everybody on social media, you know, they kind of see the side of my dad telling all these lies, but they don't really see really what's happening, like, in our lives, like the text I have between him, you know, all of that. So
do you think you guys just don't have that mutual respect with one another?
I mean, I don't know. It's a really just complicated thing, you know. I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Do you think he loves you?
I mean, I think every parent loves their kids. I mean, I don't know if he's showing it right now, because, you know, nobody that loves someone could just, you know, go on the internet and say all these lies and, you know, just do all this bad stuff.
And why did he do that? What kind of lies did he play?
I don't really know. I mean, he just posted a YouTube video and was, like, saying all these things about how, like, I don't see him, like, about my age. I was just like, all right, like, okay, say what you want. I don't care.
He was trying to, like, expose your real age, right?
Yeah, that's what he said. I don't know. It was weird.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Why do you think he would try to, like, lie about your age?
I mean, I don't really think my dad has ever been super supportive of what I do. You know, he's not the most supportive of it. I mean, I get it. Like, a lot of dads, you know, they don't want to see their daughter in, like, a swimsuit on Instagram and stuff. And, I mean, that's okay. Like, he could have been like that. But I definitely think he should have chose a different way to, you know, go about it instead of going to the internet. Like, he could have came to me about it. But it is what it is, you know. Things happen.
You think it's like he's angry at it? Like, he's, like, trying to almost destroy your career? Or, like, makes, like, don't do that. Like, just get out of there.
Yeah, definitely has crossed my mind before, yeah.
Does it hurt you?
Honestly, I feel like I've been through so much in my life. I'm kind of just, like, things really just don't hurt me anymore. Like, I've just, like, came to the point where I'm just like, all right, like, you know what, things are gonna happen, you just gotta keep going, you know, ignore them.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you happy? Like, are you genuinely happy?
I mean, I definitely, you know, there's always gonna be, like, times in your life when you're not as happy, but I feel like I've just, like, always been the type of person to really know how to deal with things and just to really know how to get past them, and, you know, just not really let things, like, bother me
how do you get past, like, these really tough things, especially because you're, like, in the spotlight?
Yeah. So. I mean, it's definitely harder because you do have, like, a million people watching you.
And like, tons of people hating you.
Yeah, everything goes on the internet. But I always try to just, like, tell myself, like, I'm just like, you only live once. Like, you can't sit here and just be sad about it, you know, for the rest of your life. Like, you got to keep going, you know? Like, don't care about what people say. Don't care about, like, all these just, like, negative people in your life or negativity going on. Like, just keep going, you know? And that's, like, the real, like, key to happiness, I would say, in my life.
Yeah, I think it's, like, you just kind of have to know that you know yourself. You know how you are and, like, what kind of person you are, and it doesn't matter what they say. And, like, after all, like, you have to be pretty sad to be, like, hating on someone.
Yeah.
You know? You have to be a pretty sad person. So I'm glad that you're strong, because I think it's all about your mentality. You know? If you could have, like, someone in your position could have, like, been affected by this completely differently, like, they could have just hated themselves, but it's cool that you're so strong. Oh my gosh. It's kind of like it's ironic because, like, you're small, but you're so mentally strong.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like you are.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly try my best to be also, especially because I do have a lot of young followers, and I mean, I think when they see me being strong, it makes them want to be strong. So, you know, I really like that too. About it.
That's
just,
amazing.
You know,
do you try to inspire them? What kind of message do you want to, like, spread to your audience?
Honestly, like I just said, really, like, I always tell people, I'm just like life goes on. Like, your life, you only live once. Like, live it up. Like, don't sit there being sad, you know? Like, don't care about what people have, just like I just said, don't care about what people have to say. Like, all the bad things that are going to happen in your life, who cares? Like, there's going to be bad things that are going to happen, but you really just gotta ignore it and, you know, focus on the good things that are happening in your life. Yeah.
Wow. When was the last time you cried?
Probably.
It's a pretty funny question to ask.
Probably like a week or two ago.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it about?
I was just crying because, like, there's just, like, a lot of stuff on social media, and I was just, like, crying.
Really? What was
it. It was just like, I don't know. It wasn't really about social media. It was just like things like in my personal life. But I mean, like I said, I'll like cry for a second and then I'll be like, okay, stop crying, like be strong, and then
but
I'll
like
stop.
crying is being strong, you know. Like I think what we tell our audience is like it's okay to cry. Like the bravest people.
I think I think it definitely is like okay to cry. I think that's like the best thing to do, honestly, is cry, because that's that's definitely how you like get your emotions out, and that's how you like. The only way to stop being sad is to let yourself be sad. So I mean, I think it's like a great thing to cry. I mean, I know it sucks in the moment, but I mean, it's definitely amazing when you finally get it all out. Yeah.
Did it help you that time?
Yeah, I mean, I always like, I'm just the type of person, like, I'll like cry out of happiness. Like, I'll cry like watching a movie. Like, I'm just like a very emotional person. Yeah. I just feel like I really know how to deal with my emotions, I would say.
In a mature way.
Yeah.
You know how to handle them.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Why do you think, like, have you ever cried over social media? Like, has it ever really just been really bad and you just kind of...
I know a lot of people do cry, but like hate comments and all of that, I've actually never cried about any hate comments before.
Really? Never?
Or really anything anyone has to say about me on social media, just because, like, I know myself. Like, I know how I am. I'm not going to let, like, somebody tell me who I am or, like, how I am. So I just...
You've never, like, cried over anything?
I just don't really care what people have to say. I'm just like, you know, you don't know me.
What does make you cry?
I mean, honestly, things that make me cry are just things in my personal life. I wouldn't really say things that happen on social media make me cry.
And what is, like, the difference between your personal life and your social media life? Because it's, like, a very thin line.
I mean, as much as it looks like everything on that's in my personal life is out on the media, I mean, a lot of it is. Like, a lot of it does get exposed and stuff. But there is, like, this really, like, you know, big difference on social media. And, you know, there's stuff that always happens in my personal life that I won't, like, go around and tell, you know. So, I mean, I just try to really keep everything off that I don't want to be out there as much. But, you know, there's always those times where, like, things will get exposed or people will know what's going on.
Because people think they, like, know everything about you.
Yeah, I mean, they think they know everything.
But there's, like, a whole nother world that, like,
I'm
you're
you really have no clue.
This is, like, the social media is, like, what people think you're living. But, like, you have, like, this whole nother reality. And, like, is that why social media kind of doesn't affect you as much, because you have like this to worry about, like your social media life is like you forget about it almost?
I mean, I don't know, because it's not like my personal life is like this like huge like depressing life. Like honestly, I have like a great life. Like I don't really think that I've ever, you know, been depressed or anything. I mean, I've definitely been sad, but I feel like I've never let myself get to like really like a depressed stage. You know, I've always just really like tried to be happy. But I feel like I said, I'm just like, I just really have never cared what people had to say about me, like especially on social media, because they're seeing me through a screen. They're not sitting here talking to me. They're not sitting here like being my best friend. They don't know everything about me. So I'm just like, all right, they don't know who I am. I'm not just gonna let them, you know,
try to like
act
tell
like
me,
they
like,
know
how
me.
you should act, what you shouldn't do, what you should do, how you should feel. And then like another drama, oh my gosh. Why did you fake a pregnancy?
Fake a pregnancy? I think that was kind of really brought out of proportion, because at the time we were just trying to prank our parents, and everybody kind of, you know, made it into like a big like thing, and it really wasn't. But like I've said before, I mean, like I'm really sorry for, you know, everyone that got offended.
Did you make like how did people find out about it if it was just for your parents? Like
we did a YouTube video like pranking my parents, and then we did a YouTube video like pranking our friends, and I guess the whole media believed it. We weren't really expecting everyone.
And then they were like, oh, they like kind of clickbaited it?
Yeah, I mean, you know, like at the same time, like you don't, when you're younger, you know what pregnancy is, but yeah, you don't really realize like how much like really goes into it and stuff. So you definitely, I mean, we didn't really know. We didn't think it was going to be like that. And I mean, I definitely think me and Mikey are like really, really sorry for that. And we know that we shouldn't have done that. But, you know, it was like a great thing for us to really learn from our mistakes from that.
That's the thing that sucks, that like every mistake you make will be like a permanent part of you. Like people will not let you move past it. Like there's probably still people that give you shit about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it's always like, if you make that mistake, they don't let you grow from it, which is ironic. Like people are all about like, oh, she should have known better, educate yourself. But then when you do educate yourself after making that mistake, they're like, well, now she's just saying it because people told her to.
Yeah.
But like, you're genuinely sorry about it, which is kind of stupid. And I don't know. It's very toxic. I don't know how you deal with it. Like, do you feel like a need to respond to all the hate?
I try really not to, because
you try to just like address things?
I mean, I really don't address things or make it a huge deal unless it's something that I really think that I need to. I mean, that's like barely ever really anything. Yeah. Only like a couple things probably that I really
just
like
a
address.
few events, because like yeah, obviously, because like the things that like kind of tarnish your image, you have to like go out and like.
Yeah. I mean, you like sometimes things make you look worse than you actually are, so you know you gotta like go out and explain yourself. And I mean, that's part of being an influencer. Like, you have to, you know, make sure people know what actually happened, because people, they try to turn things around, they try to make you look worse, they try to make them look better. You know, just social media toxic.
Yeah,
that's
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, does it annoy you when you see people like talking about stuff that's completely wrong?
Yeah, but you can't really do anything about it, you know.
You're not like tempted to like be like, that's not true, don't say that.
No, not anymore. I mean, when I first started, yeah, I would like always comment back and I'd be like, that's not true, like, what are you talking about? But now I'm just like I said, people don't know me, so let them think what they want. When they meet me one day, or if they ever get to meet me, they'll meet me and they'll be like, oh wow, maybe she's not actually like that.
Yeah, it's funny because it benefits you too to have people talking about you, so like they're helping you almost.
Yeah, everyone always says that. They're like, bad positivity is good positivity. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, I guess they're talking about me. Yeah, sure.
I guess so. Yeah, people are always talking about you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, especially with like pregnancy, people take that so seriously because obviously it's like a huge announcement, and then when people take it out of context, like they get hurt and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a serious thing, you know, and I feel like we shouldn't have joked around about it.
No.
And we get that now, but I think we weren't trying to joke around about it. We were just, you know, trying to like create a fun video. But
and like in the video that you put, like fake the pregnancy, or like or did people think like you were like purposely trying to clickbait it?
I mean, everybody had their opinions. Everybody was kind of like, oh, was she or was she not? But we weren't trying to, we really weren't. Like, we literally put so many hints in there that we weren't. And it was just like, it was just not a smart video to do. But, you know, we learned from it. We learned from our mistakes. You know, it's over and done with. Nothing you can do now.
Yeah. So something a lot more serious, which is actually not a prank, is that you had an abortion, right?
Yeah.
What's that like? Because I think the thing about this is that people don't like talking about abortions, right? And like the fact that you're talking about it, especially that you're so young, is I can't even like express how brave of you that is. Like, that is a genuine, you're doing such a good thing, especially because like all the girls that are gonna see this, that are pregnant, that are like your age, that think like this is like a taboo thing to talk about, they see you being open about it, and I really think you're like changing lives. And I don't know if you realize that, but like that's amazing that you're able to talk about it.
It wasn't something that I definitely wanted the whole world to know, and it really sucks that the whole world does know it. But I think after like coming out with it and really seeing that like I'm not alone in this situation, like, you know, this is like an everyday thing, girls go through it all the time, I think that's what really just made me not so sad about it and made me like know that it's okay, really.
Why were you hesitant?
Well, I didn't think anyone was gonna know about it. I mean, like, I told, like, you know, family and stuff, and then this person that was like super close to me exposed it actually and put out a video of my mom talking about it. And my mom didn't know, obviously. Like, you know, that's not something you just go and, you know, tell to your mom right away.
Really?
So I ended up telling her later on, and then told her friend later on, and then this lady went out and exposed it. And, you know, all my comments on all my videos were like, oh my God, did you have an abortion? Did you have this? And, you know, it just came to a point where I was like, you know what, like, I'd rather be honest than just, you know. I remember my uncle I was actually with my friend Talene. I was actually like painting her nails, and my uncle was like, Danny, you need to come upstairs. And I was like, oh, okay, like what's going on? And he goes, this video just got leaked. It's on YouTube. And the reason why he had found it was because he was on Instagram and he got tagged in a photo saying Danny had an abortion. And so he clicks the link, and it's a link to this conversation that got leaked, and he's showing it to me. And like my first reaction, like I just didn't know what to do. Like I was so mind blown because first of all I didn't expect it to get leaked.
Oh my God, did your heart sink?
Literally, I was just, it was like crazy, like just to think about that, like people know about that now. And I mean, like I can't even like really explain the way I felt.
No,
when
that
it
must
happened.
have been,
Yeah.
that is, just,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And then did you cry? Did you like, what how did you react?
Oh,
Were you just like in complete shock? Like, how do I process
of course,
it?
yeah, there was a lot of crying that happened during that. I mean, even throughout the process of getting it done, there was even more crying. And the worst part about it, I think, was personally that I had just gotten over it. You know, like it wasn't too far away. I was finally, you know, getting over it and getting past it. And then it's like the whole media found out about it. So
you
it
gotta
was
relive
just,
that.
yeah. And, you know, I'm still having to really like relive it over and over again because, you know, now that people know about it, they're not just going to stop about it. So, you know, and there's always going to be people that are going to have their opinions on it and stuff. And, you know,
yeah. How did, oh man, what was it like getting an abortion? You know, what was your experience with it?
It's really just like something that you can't really put into words, you know. It's hard. It's probably the hardest thing that I'll ever have to go through in my life. And I mean, it sucks that I had to do that, but I knew that I was making the right decision for me and the right decision for my family, the right decision just for my life in general. Yeah, I mean, I don't know really how to explain that. Like it's really scary. I mean, it's just, I mean, you hear about teen pregnancy all the time. Like you hear about it, but you don't really think about the consequences about it. So when you're actually sitting there and you're in a hospital room and they're telling you.
Did you ever start regretting it? Like, maybe I shouldn't do this?
I mean, yeah, of course. Like the whole time I was regretting it. The whole time I was thinking, should I do this? Should I not do it? But in the end, you know, after like a month or so after I did it, I was like, wow, like I think I made the right decision, you know?
Did you go alone?
I had a friend with me. Yeah.
Wow. Were they supportive?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Only really like person that knew about it, so they were the only person that was kind of supportive through it. Yeah.
Were you? Who did you tell first?
That friend was with me actually when I.
And
were you? Out.
Why did you decide to like tell them?
Well, you know, they were just probably someone that I trusted and was really close with them, and you know, they were just there for me because the person that should have been there wasn't. So, you know.
Why wasn't the father with you? Was he just a shitty person? Because that seems like a terrible thing to do.
I mean, it is terrible, you know? Like, it's like the worst thing a guy can do is, like, leave a girl when she's pregnant. But, I mean, it's a known thing. Like, guys do that all the time. And, I mean, as much as it sucks, you know, that's just how teenage boys are.
Men are trash.
Yeah.
Men are trash.
They really are, some of them. Not all of them. Some of them are great. Like, my boyfriend, he's amazing. Like, I mean, and I know it had to have been hard for him to, you know, hear about that. And especially for, like, everybody to know that his girlfriend had this happen with another guy. You know, so it probably sucked for him. But throughout the whole process, he stayed through my side, and he was making sure I was okay. And, you know, he was the one there with me while I filmed my video. Like, you know, he was, like, the one who was there for me. And, like.
But was he, like, did he want to keep it?
Oh, it was. Mikey is not the person, no.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
but
no,
like,
he was.
Oh, you're talking about Mikey. I thought you were talking about the other person. I was like, wait.
No, Mikey was like always there for me when it got like exposed and stuff. I mean,
like a real man. Oh my gosh.
But throughout it, I mean, me and Mikey weren't together, you know, and it was really hard to go through it alone, for sure.
Did you ever like wish he was there with you by your side when that happened?
I mean, that was like my dream the whole time. Like that's all I wanted was, you know, because it's not just mine. It's their responsibility too. And like the fact that I had to take the full responsibility. I'm the one.
Yeah, wait, why? What about, have you said who the guy is?
I honestly, I don't want to say his name. I mean, people have their assumptions, but I don't want to say their name because even though all the stuff he put me through and even though everything that he did to me, like all the pain he gave to me, like I don't want to be that low of a person to expose it. I mean, I wish. You don't want to give
him that same pain.
Yeah, I wish that, you know, he could take his responsibility and really like come out and be like, yeah, like I did do that and I'm sorry I made a mistake, but you know, that person still can't even do that. And
that is so shitty.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's hard. It really is. Yeah.
That is. Oh, you're so mature to be able to do that. Like, I would have just been like, What about him? Like,
Yeah.
and the thing that sucks, people gave you hate for it, which is so shitty that
Yeah.
people are like always all about like pro-choice, but then when a girl has like an abortion, they're like, you're so irresponsible. Why didn't you take care of yourself? Like all this, and they put the blame on you. Did people do that?
I mean, yeah, I definitely got a lot more support than I was expecting. But, you know, there is going to be those people that are like, oh, like, I'm against abortion and all this stuff. And the real thing about it is that before, I know, like, some people might be mad at me for saying this, but before I had it done, I didn't really get why people had abortions. I was like, I don't understand it. Like, why would you ever want to do that? Until, like, I was literally put in the situation where, like, that was one of my choices. And so I really, like, when I was getting it done, I really realized, like, you know, it's not a bad thing to have it done. I mean, like, it is your body, it is your choice, and it's a normal thing. Like, people get it done all the time. Like, it's a great choice if you're not ready for a kid, you know?
And you weren't ready? Did you not want to keep it at all? Or, well, I guess you had doubts.
I mean, there's always that part of you that, you know, like, you want to, but at the same time, you know what's right. You know?
At the end, why did you decide against it?
It took me, like, a week or two to really decide what I was going to do, but at the end of it, I was just like, well, first of all, the other person that should be responsible for it won't take responsibility. And, you know, I also grew up with, you know, my parents are not together and stuff. And I never, ever want my kid to go through the things that I've gone through with my parents. So if I ever was to have a kid, I want them to have a stable family, you know, and have just the best life they can have. And, you know, I knew that wasn't going to be what was happening, I think especially with the person. Choice. And, you know, it felt like the best choice in the moment.
And how did he react when you told him you were pregnant? Was that when he was, like, gone?
Yeah. I mean, he didn't care.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
He just, like, oh, whatever, you deal with it.
I mean, I know, like, they really don't like that I talk about him and stuff. But it's like,
you shouldn't care.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the one who's really been the one taking responsibility for it. And it's just like, it's not only my fault. And I'm the one who has to take all the responsibility. And, you know, at first I was really scared to, you know, even say that I got left alone because I didn't want him to get hate. You know, I don't want anyone to get hate. But at the same time, I was like, he messed up, you know? Like, that's not something you do to a girl especially. And he didn't care. He really didn't.
There's, like, a difference between you, like, respecting yourself and standing up for yourself and sending hate. Like, if you were like, go hate him, sure, you know that's bad.
And I mean, till this day, like, even though he put me through so much pain, I don't want anyone else to have to feel the pain. And I know he's getting hate, you know, the people that think whoever did it, blah, blah, blah. I know he's getting hate, and I don't wish hate on anyone. I still don't wish hate on him, you know, for what he did to me. That's just the type of person I am. Like, I would never want anyone to get hate. But at the same time, like, you know, he shouldn't have done what he did.
No.
And
oh my God, that makes me so mad.
He needs to, you know, learn from this, especially.
That's so crazy. I can't even imagine it's
a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, getting someone pregnant, just being like, whatever. Like, that's literally like as low as you could go, I think. But are you glad that, like, if you could go back and, like, prevent people from knowing what you do now, would you have stopped it? I'd be like, no one find out.
Honestly, I don't know, because the, like, amount of people that I get DMs from on the daily that are saying, hey, I had an abortion and you, like, really helped me, like, be comfortable with it. And I think just knowing that I helped so much people with it, like, I don't know if I would want to go back just because, like, I definitely did, like, you know, help a lot of girls out. And I mean, it's a normal thing, you know, it happens. And everyone is, like, too scared to talk about it because, you know, there's people that are going to hate on you. But I feel like you shouldn't be, because it's your body, it's your choice. So
yeah, that's like what we said, you know, talk about the things that others are too scared to talk about.
Yeah.
And you're doing just that, you know. No one else that's, like, the same level as you is, like, having to, like, deal with it and, like, really talk about it and be open. And I think it's amazing that you're doing that because you're helping so many people. I'm sure those DMs, like, mean a lot. Like,
yeah, I mean, they do. And I mean, if this was, like, a week ago, I probably would have been, like, bawling my eyes out during this conversation. But, I mean, like I said, I've just really learned to, you know, cope with the fact and, you know, just move on from it as best as I can.
What's, like, your piece of advice for girls that are, like, thinking about abortions? And
I mean, I would just tell them, you know, like, it's hard to even think about having to go through that, and it sucks to think about that. But it's your choice, and if you don't want to have it done, you don't have to have it done. If you want to have it done, you should have it done. You know, it's really like, don't care about what other people say. It is your body. It is your choice. And, you know, you really just need to do what you feel is right for your body and your life.
It's interesting that before you were like not pro-choice, right?
Yeah, I mean, also, like, I didn't really have any, like, sense with it. Like, I didn't know anything about it, you know. I was never the type of person to really, like, do anything like that. So, you know, when it happened, it was a really, like, different thing going on in my head. I was just like, wow, like, this is crazy. Yeah.
Are you ever, like, does it make you passionate about anything? Because I know some people, like, have these experiences and then they kind of, like, make that, you know, their story and, like, their truth and their narrative. And, like, are you ever going to, like, kind of do some sort of activism or push for, like, safe sex and, like, contraceptives and, like, abortion and, like, pro-choice?
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to really just, like, promote it as much as I can, you know, like, in my YouTube video. I mean, of course, I don't really want to talk about it. You know, it's not something I want to talk about, but I definitely think it is important. You know, all of those things are important. And
why don't you want to talk about it? What's
you know,
stopping you?
It's so uncomfortable to, like, just sit there and have to talk about something that you never thought you would have to talk about. But, I mean, now that I know it's helping people, it's, like, kind of letting me come out of my shell a little bit and talk about it. But at the same time, you know, it's still hard, you know. And, I mean, I would always promote, like, you know, to be safe and stuff, you know. That is definitely something that, you know, you should do. And I'll always tell, like, anyone that. But, you know, the whole abortion thing, you know, I'm finally being able to talk about it. Hopefully one day, like, I will be able to, you know, just, like, go out and tell the freaking, like, whole story.
Everyone.
But, yeah, I mean, right now, it's just, like, it's still...
I mean, you're still so young. Like, even right now, you're so mature. But, you know, there's only so much you can expect out of someone so young. So you have a lot of time to grow into it. I'm sure probably, hopefully, maybe when you're in your 20s and your 30s, you're a mom, you'll be, you know, passionate. And you look back. Yeah. That's going to be crazy to think about. You're going to be able to, like, be, like, 35 with your kids and, like, be able to, like... see your entire life on the internet. Yeah. Does that ever scare you?
It scares me sometimes because, you know, I do have a lot of negativity and, like, I wouldn't want my kids to, like, look me up and be like, Mom, is that you? So, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like, I'll always, like, want to teach my kids, like, the way that I was raised and, like, tell them, like, don't care what anyone says, like, who cares what the internet says? Like, you're you, you know? So I would just teach them the exact way that I think, and I could only hope for my kids to be just like the way I am.
How do you feel about, like, the T pages that, like, constantly post about you and, like, your life, even though they don't necessarily know everything?
I mean, I feel like, of course, you know, T pages, they're great to watch. You know, they're entertaining, but I feel like they definitely cause a lot of hate to people and unnecessary hate. And I feel like it's great if you want to post, like, the drama that's going on, but I feel like they should make it in, like, a nicer way, and they should make it in a more respectful way, you know? I mean, that's really my opinion.
Yeah, I wonder what it would be like if they made, like, a T page, but they only post things that are, like, objectively wrong. Like, if someone's racist, like, they're not going to post someone being like, oh, she got an abortion, or she got this, or she did this. But just things that are, like, you know, you really shouldn't do that. Yeah. That would probably be, like, a better way to go about it.
Yeah, I definitely think that, yeah.
So what's your plan now? What's next for you? Go to college? And if you do go to college, like Harvard, are you still going to, like, TikToking?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't really tell what's going to go on in the future. I mean, right now I'm trying to do music. Like, I definitely want to do music. But other than that, I mean, right now I'm just, doing music, you know, school right now.
Have you had any, like, music released?
Yeah, just recently, actually, a song was released.
What's it called?
It's called Do It Better.
Do It Better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to be recording actually tomorrow. So more music,
On the way?
Yeah.
That's exciting. Music is cool, but are you scared, like, people are going to see you as just, like, the TikTok singer instead of, like, an actual professional
I mean,
singer?
people kind of see me as so many different things. Like, some people will come up to me and they'll be like, oh, my God, you're that YouTuber, or you're that TikToker, or you're that Instagram girl. So, I mean, people think of me, as differently, kind of. But, I mean, I want to move into music and everything like that. But, you know... It will go slow, you know. People will.
You have
start,
a long way to go.
Yeah.
Music is like your. Is it? You think it's your passion?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's something that I really want to do. Yeah, I think I need to find the music that I'm really, like, passionate in.
Oh, like, find your style.
Yeah.
What have you been doing so far?
I mean, I've tried out, like, just, like, pop music, you know, like rap music.
Oh my God, you ever gonna start rapping?
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I've tried like some certain different things. I mean, I definitely want to try more though, for sure.
That's fun. Always trying to find your style.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about literally everything.
Yeah, I know, your entire life.
Yeah, literally.
Is it annoying when like people are constantly like, so what about this? And they're like trying to like, especially like interviews like these almost where they're like digging for stuff.
Yeah, it can be. It just kind of depends on the way the person is, really.
Some people are like, don't you get approached by like the Hollywood Fix guy? Yeah. How's that? That must suck.
I mean, there was this one time where I got asked about
things.
Yeah. And it was kind of uncomfortable, but I also like I did sign up for this by going on social media and stuff, so I can't really hate it because
it's part of the job.
Yeah,
you just have to deal with it. Oh well that's her entire life. Oh my gosh.
literally. Yeah
anyways, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.